Hello everyone, my name is Elena, aka Minty Mito, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back to my channel where I do fun art challenges and talk about whatever's on my mind. Finally, because it's been a while. So yeah, today I just wanted to do a quick, simple video about all my art goals for this year, and there's a lot, and I wanted to update you guys on where I've been, what's to come for this channel over the next few months, and help me get back into the swing of things since I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm using a new editing program, and everything's been so busy, but I know that YouTube is one of my biggest priorities, so I'm going to act like it. And the time lapse I'll be sharing today is a drawing I did back in December of the outfit that I wore to the Sonic Movie 3 premiere, and it was so fun. I love the movie, obviously, and I really enjoyed dressing up for it. I even had my friend Salome make me these custom Sonic and Shadow themed nails, so if you're interested in a nail set, definitely go follow her at salmi.studios on Instagram and commission her. She is so talented. Anyways, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Welcome to the time lapse, everyone. So first things first, where have I been? I guess it hasn't been too long. Last upload was end of November about my witchy Halloween webtoon project that I'm starting, but I don't know if anyone's noticed that I went from uploading pretty consistently and frequently during the summer and then down to only once a month in the fall and then not at all in December, and now it's the end of January, hopefully. Hopefully I upload this before February. And I kind of touched on this in a previous video, the one where I'm talking about letting go of my perfectionism on YouTube. I was definitely feeling a bit burnt out and stressed about making videos because I was doing so much and I needed to definitely slow down a bit. And I am proud of myself for all the work I put in during that time. I learned a lot while I was making lots of videos, and it was really cool just to see how much I was capable of doing when I really put my mind to it. But I definitely needed a better long-term game plan because what I was doing wasn't very sustainable. I definitely would not have been able to keep that up, and I didn't. So you can just go watch that video if you want to hear me talk more about that side of things. But the other major thing that was contributing to the slowdown in my uploading schedule was that I started a new full-time job at the end of October, which is exciting and great, but it definitely led to just a ton of changes, mainly in terms of my schedule. But I've been getting more adjusted to it. It's going well. I'm getting fired up about my art goals again. So speaking of which, what are my art goals for 2025? So I don't have specific goals for the whole year. I'm instead following the advice of Ali Abdal and doing quarterly quests based on my overall life vision. And to explain what that means, basically, it's generally easy to lose track of, your New Year's resolutions or like your yearly goals. So for a lot of people, it's better to just try to accomplish specific things in chunks, like in quarters or in months of the year, and then having like this overall sort of compass that you're working towards can help you decide what those quarterly or monthly goals should be. So that's what I'm doing. And I started by making a vision board wallpaper for my phone. I saw on TikTok, I think, as advice for people who are trying to manifest certain things for their life. I don't want to share the wallpaper because some of it's a bit personal, but it includes the overall things I'd like to envision myself doing this year. And it references things like how I want to grow on YouTube and make comics and start selling at artist alleys and have an online shop and do some traveling, have a more beautiful workspace, spend time with friends, building self-care habits that are good for me mentally and physically, and things like that. Yes, they're things that I see for my life in general, but they're also all things that I want to see for this year specifically. Like, I'm still working on the whole online shop and artist alley thing, so speaking of that, my main art goal for this quarter, or my quarterly quest, is to completely set up the online aspect of my art business, which means, very specifically, by March 31st, 2025, I want to relaunch my website where I'll host my portfolio, online store, and just create an overall home base for all things Minty Mito related. And I also want to start a newsletter. I think that'd be so fun, but that's more of a bonus. The website is the priority for now. If I don't get the newsletter done, I'll move that to the next quarter. And setting up a website is one thing, having a store is another. So there's lots of smaller tasks to get done in order to accomplish this quest. But the good news is I've already had my own website before. I've had an online store before, so I'm familiar with most of the things that I have to do, and I already have some of the supplies I'll need for having an online shop and everything. But I do want to release some new items as well because I have some older art pieces in stock, and some of them are so outdated and ugly that I'm embarrassed to even sell them. So maybe I'd put them in a discount bin when I do Artist Alley. I don't think I'd even put them on the website because they're so outdated. And another way I'm sort of keeping track of this main goal is is I have a physical vision board as well, which I just put inspirational things up in general, and it includes descriptions of my quarterly quests that I can switch out each quarter so that every time I sit down to work, I can look at it and I'm reminded of what I'm working towards and what I specifically should be working on at that point. Right now, that's my website and my online store. So far, I've started designing a more specific brand identity to go with this site relaunch and drawing some new art product ideas along with revamping some of my older art product designs. I used to have these fun little Sailor Moon weapon stickers that I made years ago, and they were so horribly made, I literally hand cut them myself, so they're not the best, but I love the idea conceptually, and I want to give them a glow up, so that design process will probably become the subject for a future video. And speaking of videos, wow, I am killing it with the transitions today. So what is the plan for my YouTube channel? Like I said, my main goal for this first quarter of the year is to get my website and online store up and running, and that's going to take up a lot of my time. So unfortunately for this first quarter of the year, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I will not be uploading much. My plan is to upload once a month for these first 3 months and then do a quarterly review video probably in April, hopefully. And I'm hoping that by then, depending on what my next quarterly goals are, I'll be able to upload YouTube videos a bit more often. The good news is for the next 3 months, I have my videos all planned out. I'm pretty sure for January, we have this one, obviously, where I'm talking about my goals. And then in March, since I'd be launching my website/store around then, I'd of course do a video related to that. Probably the one where I'm redesigning my Sailor Moon stickers or something along those lines. And so that leaves us with February. And for that month, my plan, cross your fingers everybody, my plan is to do my most highly requested video, and that's a Sonic character drawing tutorial. Maybe it's too ambitious to do it with all the other stuff I have going on, so it might change, but I'm definitely at least going to be making progress towards it, and I'm hoping to post it in February. If not, it will be posted in March or April, I promise. Before summer, it'll be posted. It's gonna be a big one, but I'm very excited for it because so many of you have been requesting it. I've been sitting on the script for it for over a year now, so it's time. It'll be my big thank you to all of you for being so patient with me as I go through this slower upload period, and I really hope that when it does get posted that it will be helpful to all of you who have been requesting it for so long. And aside from those things, I do have some side quests going on in the meantime while I work on relaunching my website. I've talked before in previous videos that I started a weekly comic series about finance that I do with my older sister called The Fundamentals, and we've been taking a break for the holidays but starting to get back into it. And last year I was trying to work on each comic every week, which wasn't a very smart approach because especially now that I have a full-time job, it takes up a lot of the little free time that I have now if I'm working on it in a weekly basis. So this year my goal is to try to do bigger batches of comics, maybe take one weekend each month to do all the comics for that month. And so far neither of us are following that schedule very well, but we're gonna work on it and we'll see how it goes. And on the topic of comics, I have another goal I want to reach. In my comic journey video, I talked about how I wanted to release a short one-shot webtoon about my koi mermaid character that I designed years ago, and the perfect opportunity to get the jump on that just came up. Webtoon is hosting a comic contest for its creators. I believe it's called Webtoon Legends or something like that, and the deadline is in May, so I thought that this would be a great way to motivate me to get going on that idea. I've been developing the story a little bit, but I'm hoping that this quarter I can really get all of it laid out, maybe some thumbnail sketches started. I don't expect to win the contest, but using it as a deadline for myself will definitely give me the boost that I think I need, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep procrastinating on it. And another side quest that I have going on that I don't know if I've talked about or not on my channel yet is an Etsy sticker business that I helped start with two of my friends called Cherry Cube Crafts. I'll leave the link to it in the description, but my friends are based in a different city than me, so I'm mostly trying to contribute with creating designs for the stickers that we make, and my goal for this quarter is to do 1 to 2 designs a month. And I really like it because it's like a nice low pressure way to do something creative and artsy with my friends, which is good for me since I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to anything to do with art, so this is a way to do it more casually and have fun, and it's also good practice for, you know, creating art products, which I'm trying to do for my own art business. While I know this sounds like a lot, and it definitely is, I am excited to get going with all these goals, and it feels good to just feel like I have more direction going into this new year, especially with me trying to approach it in quarterly chunks. In previous years, I would just kind of do whatever with no real long-term aim, while also trying to remember all the goals and dreams that I'm always thinking about, and it would would feel really overwhelming, but now I don't actually feel too overwhelmed despite how many things I have going on. I feel like I just have clarity, which is awesome, and even if I don't reach all the goals I have in mind, and I'm sure that I won't, I know it'll be okay and that I can always adjust if something's not working or move something to a later part of the year if I need to. So in this way, the first part of the year is mainly just gonna be a big experiment for me. Let's see what I can do. I've laid out all these ideas. Let's see what I end up prioritizing. Let's see what happens. And that's exciting in its own way. And I know I haven't talked much about the drawing I did in this video, but I don't have much to say. It was just me in the outfit that I wore to Sonic 3. I posted the image on my community tab last month, and working on this drawing was really fun and relaxing because I hadn't drawn in a while, and I was really happy to put this much effort into something that I love and I was so excited for. Another fun thing I did recently was I threw a Sonic Movie 3 launch party with my friends to celebrate the movie coming out, and most of my friends aren't even Sonic fans, but they said they'd be down to join, so that was really cool. I was embarrassed about having the idea in the first place, and then I was like, wow, I'm so cringe for even thinking about doing this. Then I was like, you know what? No, it's not. It's not cringe to be yourself and to enjoy things. And if it is, who cares? So I guess another goal for me this year is just to embrace the sides of myself that I've often put down and called cringy and embarrassing. There's no reason to be afraid to share it with others, especially people who I love and who love me. Yeah, that was kind of a tangent, but I hope that you're all also feeling inspired to be yourselves, to do what you love, and to get creative in your own ways this year. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support as always. I really do want to know your goals for this year or this quarter, especially your creative goals, so please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear all about them, and I'll be rooting for you as always. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!